The top 10 countdown continues, and every last dinosaur is wondering which one of them is going to be next on the list. Well, get ready for a shock, dinos. This top 10 is getting crashed by one of the biggest, boldest, bravest pterosaurs that ever lived. Say it with me now. Ornithochirus. And he's got number 7 written all over him. He may have lived in the dinosaur age, but Ornithochirus is a flying reptile. A huge, scary, flying reptile. And get a load of that wingspan. We're talking 40 feet. The same as a small airplane. Height, 10 feet. Same as a basketball hoop. With 220 pounds of ripped reptile muscle. Not big enough for you? Well, did I mention the 4-foot-long beak, bursting at the seams with all those nasty-looking teeth? These flying reptiles bring serious top 10 skills. Skills that help them bring home the bacon. Correction, bring home the fish. But those skills are nothing compared to the king of the pterosaurs' endurance. Once a year, during mating season, Ornithochirus takes off on an 8,500-mile trip. How's he do it? Just spreads those mega wings and catches warm gusts of air called thermals. Just one measly flap can take him up to 300 miles. That's like gliding across the entire state of Pennsylvania without hardly breaking a sweat. Which is definitely something to crow about. Who's next on our countdown? You aren't gonna believe your eyes. They're here in the late Cretaceous. Nope, it's not Triceratops. It's their close and much cooler relatives, Torosaurus. And they're horning their way into the spotlight at number 6. And they deserve it, because Torosaurus has something the world-famous Triceratops can only dream of. The biggest head on Earth. I mean, just look at the thing. It's like the cranium that ate the Cretaceous. 9 feet from top to bottom. And not only is it huge, the thing does tricks. When a torosaur gets in a showdown, it pumps blood into its skull's crest to intimidate the challenger. And the fiery forehead works. But Torosaurus didn't get to be number 6 just because of his radical head bone. Get an eye full of those horns. They're 3 feet long and built for action. Torosaurs pack 4.5 tons of pure power behind those monsters. And that's enough power to bring some serious pain. So give it up for Torosaurus. We're back and counting down Prehistoric Planet's top 10 of the dinosaur age. Think you've seen some big-time prehistoric power so far? Then hit the late Jurassic period. And take a good, long look. Nothing in our countdown is bigger than Diplodocus. We're talking 90 feet long. 26 of those feet is neck. It's the longest creature to ever plod the planet. That's 1.5 times as long as a tractor trailer. That alone is enough to make these guys a rock-solid number 5. Every last thing about Diplodocus is gigantic. Weight, 25 tons. That's the same as 5 African elephants. And their footprints are the size of manhole covers. And as if being gargantuan isn't enough, these behemoths stick together in herds of around 30. Is that an awesome sight or what? But what else would you expect? Well, probably not that these massive creatures communicate by waving their skinny little tails. And definitely not that they live on nothing but salad. But it's true. They eat almost non-stop, just stripping the tasty leaves off the plants. With Diplodocus around, no plant was safe. Not even trees. Chew on this. Entire prairies were created by herds of hungry diplodocus, snapping trees like twigs. And they didn't even eat the things. They were just clearing a path to the way tastier plants down below. But the most amazing thing about these humongous herbivores is how small they start out. They hatch from eggs the size of bowling balls that their mom buries underground. And then they proceed to pack on a whopping 2,000 pounds a year. If they can survive until they're 9 years old, they'll probably live to be 100. Sound good to you, little guy? Because by then, you'll be too massive to take down. A full-fledged prairie-making, earth-shaking dinosaur. And if any bloodthirsty predators out there, like Allosaurus, have a problem with it, well, ow! They don't just talk with that tail, do they? But guess what? The nastiest, most vicious predator in the Jurassic doesn't give up that easily. Welcome to the bloodthirsty world of our number 4, Allosaurus.